Imagine a world where it never stops raining. Not for a day, not for a week, but for 2 million years straight. It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, doesn't it? But this actually happened, right here, on our planet, during a period called the Carnian Pluvial Event. This wasn't just a drizzle. It was a relentless, planet-altering downpour that forever changed the course of life on Earth. Let's rewind the clock about 233 million years. The world looked very different back then. All the continents we know today were fused together into one giant supercontinent called Pangaea. And Pangaea was, for the most part, an enormous, arid desert. Think of the Sahara, but stretching across almost the entire planet. Life was tough, clinging to the coastal fringes and the few oases that dotted this vast, dry landscape. But then, something dramatic began to happen. Off the west coast of Pangaea, in what we now call the Rangelia terrain, a chain of massive underwater volcanoes started to erupt. This wasn't your typical volcanic eruption. This was a colossal outpouring of lava, ash, and gas that went on for millions of years. These eruptions pumped staggering amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. The planet began to heat up, a phenomenon we call global warming. As the global temperature soared, the oceans warmed up too. Warmer oceans mean more water evaporates into the atmosphere. All this extra moisture had to go somewhere. The result? Rain. Unbelievable amounts of it. The skies opened up over the supercontinent of Pangaea, and for 2 million years, the rain just didn't stop. This was the Carnian Pluvial Event, a humid, wet interruption in an otherwise bone-dry era. The world was transformed. The vast deserts of Pangaea were drenched. Mighty rivers carved their way through the arid plains, forming huge lakes and sprawling wetlands. What was once a barren wasteland slowly turned into a lush, green paradise. Ferns, conifers, and other primitive plants exploded across the landscape, creating dense forests and swamps where there had been only sand and rock. Now, usually when we talk about massive volcanic eruptions and drastic climate change, we're talking about mass extinctions. Think about the Siberian traps, a massive volcanic event that likely caused the Great Dying at the end of the Permian period, wiping out over 90% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial life. Or consider the Deccan traps in India, whose eruption coincided with the asteroid impact that wiped out the non-avian dinosaurs. These events are catastrophic, acting as reset buttons for life on Earth. But the Carnian Pluvial Event is a fascinating paradox. While many existing species, especially those adapted to the dry climate, did struggle and go extinct, this event didn't cause a typical mass extinction. Instead, it was a period of incredible creation and opportunity. It was a crucible of evolution, and from its fires, a new dynasty of rulers would emerge. The stage was set for the dawn of a new age. Before this great rain, the dominant land animals were creatures like synapsids, our own distant relatives, and various other reptile groups. Dinosaurs existed, but they were small, rare, and lived in the shadows of these other giants. They were not the kings of the planet, but the new, wet world created by the Carnian Pluvial Event was perfect for them. The lush vegetation provided an abundant food source. The spread of forests and wetlands created new habitats and niches to exploit. Dinosaurs, for reasons we're still exploring, were uniquely equipped to thrive in this new environment. Perhaps their more efficient breathing systems or their agile bodies gave them an edge. Whatever the reason, they began to diversify and grow, both in size and number. Suddenly, you see the first appearance of many of the major dinosaur groups we know and love. The first large, long-necked sauropodomorphs, the ancestors of giants like Brachiosaurus, began to browse the tops of the new forests. The first true theropods, the group that would eventually include T-Rex, started to hunt in the undergrowth. This wasn't just a minor shift. It was a revolutionary takeover. The constant rain had leached nutrients from the soil, but it also laid down vast layers of sediment, which is how geologists first discovered this event. By studying rock layers from this period all over the world, scientists found a distinct, dark band of shale and coal, evidence of a wet, swampy environment, sandwiched between layers of red, sandy rock typical of deserts. It was a global signal of a world turned upside down. This event shows us just how powerful and unpredictable our planet's climate system can be. A geological burp on one side of the planet can trigger a 2 million year long rainstorm that completely reshapes the biosphere. It's a testament to the fact that extinction and creation are two sides of the same coin. The end of one world is often the beginning of another. For the dinosaurs, the Carnian Pluvial Event was the best thing that ever happened. It cleared the way for their ascent. The old rulers faded away, and these incredible creatures stepped out of the shadows to claim their inheritance. They seized the opportunity presented by the Great Rain and went on to dominate the Earth for the next 150 million years. Without that 2-million-year downpour, the age of dinosaurs might never have happened. The world we know today, and even our own existence as mammals who rose after their fall, would be completely different. So, the next time you're caught in a rainstorm, think back to the Carnian Pluvial Event. Remember the time it rained for 2 million years and gave the world the dinosaurs. It's a powerful reminder that even the most disruptive events can create the most incredible opportunities for life to flourish in new and unexpected ways. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey back in time as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into our planet's incredible history. We'd love to have you join our community of curious minds. See you in the next video.